Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our virtual classroom. Today's lesson is going to be a short one, and what we're going to be covering today is multiplying integers. Multiplying integers. So if you haven't done so already, feel free to pause this video and copy down this heading. Otherwise, I'm going to jump right in and continue with the lesson. Let us remember that integer simply means numbers without a decimal value. Okay, they can be positive or negative, like -3 or +7, where they don't have a decimal value. Of course, they have a decimal, as all numbers do, but that decimal holds no value. Okay, so the reason why we're working with decimals is because they're just simpler. However, the rules that we're about to see do apply to numbers with decimals, okay? So we're simply multiplying numbers that are both positive and negatives, right? Um, Having cleared that up, let's talk about multiplying numbers, positive and negative numbers. Uh, there's two different scenarios that you'll find here. You're gonna find that you're either gonna multiply numbers that have the same signs, okay, where both numbers are both positive or both negative, or you're going to find that the numbers have different signs where one is positive and the other one's going to be negative. Let's talk about numbers with the same signs. So, ladies and gentlemen, anytime you're multiplying two numbers, two factors, and they have the same signs, the answer is always, always, always going to be positive. It doesn't matter if they're both negative. Obviously, if they're both positive, ladies and gentlemen, the answer is always going to be positive. For example, 5 times 4. 5 times 4, these are both positive. Therefore, the answer is going to be positive. In this case, it would be positive 20. Negative 5 times negative 4. Now, don't let the negatives confuse you. They are still numbers with the same signs. They're both negative. So the answer is going to be positive. In this case, positive 20 yet again. These are actually the exact same thing. Positive 5 times positive 4 is the same thing as negative 5 times negative 4. I could even write it like this. 5 times 4 is equal to negative 5 times negative 4. That would be an accurate statement. All right, both of these will give you 20. Now, before I move on, let's talk a little bit about how we view multiplication, or how you'll see multiplication expressed on a paper. Obviously, the time symbol means multiplication. By now, you should know that if I have something like negative 5 with a dot and then negative 4, that also means multiplication. However, another way that you'll see this expressed is like this: negative 5 parentheses negative 4. Anytime you have two numbers and they are only separated by a parentheses, there's no other operation in here, that is always going to be multiplication. All right. Please don't confuse this with negative 5 minus negative 4, because there I do have an operation. I have a minus symbol. That would be subtraction. Right? That is not what we have here. Here we just have two numbers, and those numbers are separated by a parentheses. So that will always mean multiplication. Okay. All right. So again, same signs, answer is always going to be positive when we're multiplying. And again, this is only for multiplication. I am not, this has nothing to do with addition and subtraction, which are the things that we did at the end of last 9 weeks. Again, we're not talking about those. This does not apply to that. All right. Well, what if the signs are different? As we have here, different signs. Well, the answer is always going to be negative, as we see here. Here we have a negative 3 times 2. We have a negative and a positive. We have different signs, so the answer is going to be negative. And then 3 times 2 is 6. What if we switch those around? Well, positive 3 times negative 2. So again, we have different signs. We have a positive and a negative. So the answer is going to be negative. In this case, it's going to be negative 6. All right. As you can see, it's the same answer. So yes, it would be accurate to say that negative 3 times 2 is equal to 3, positive 3 times negative 2. Those would be the same thing. All right. So if you can remember that, ladies and gentlemen, then you're going to be fine. It's actually a very simple rule. when we're multiplying, same signs, the answer is always going to be positive, even if both are negative. So if we have like -2 times -7, they have the same sign, so the answer is going to be positive 14. -3 times -4, same sign, so the answer is going to be positive 8. All right. And if we have different signs, it doesn't matter which is negative, which is positive. I could even have something like 1,000 times -1. But Mr. Lugo, 1,000 is so much bigger than -1. It doesn't matter. The answer is still going to be negative because they have different signs. So 1,000 times -1 is going to give me -1,000. All right. I hope you found that helpful, ladies and gentlemen. If you do have more questions, remember that on Schoology you will find more helpful videos under resources under number 21, which is today's lesson. And yeah, if you have any other questions, please email me or send me a message on Schoology, and I will see you soon.